Right. Okay, refocus. Meeting has been called to order. I'm going to dispense with the invocation and the pledge because we've already done it. At this point, all the commissioners are still here, praise the Lord. And we're going to, commissioners, you have the minutes from the February 4th commission meeting packets. If you've had a chance to review them, I'll accept a motion to do so.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting and public hearing as presented.
Second.
Well, I didn't ask for the second one, but I'll accept.
Well, I motioned it, so.
I'm trying to drag this meeting out 11 minutes for a friend.
Was there a bet to see
Did I
how
say that
long
out
we can
loud?
go?
No, I'm just kidding. There's a motion, second on the floor. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Any other presentations? Out here? No special recognition, so we're going straight to the consent agenda. Commissioners, you have the items on this consent agenda. They've been through the necessary committees and received the necessary votes to be placed on this. If they still meet with your approval, I'll accept that motion to approve all.
Move for approval.
Questions? Raise your right hand. On to the debate agenda. Mr. Allen, I believe you're up.
Yes, sir. I would like to make a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance number 2501, amending Chapter 82, Article 3, Division 4 of the Official Code of Columbia County.
This is an update to our parking standards. It does add a lot of definitions to the ordinance, which will allow our district attorney and our court system to actually enforce some laws. Easier, be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Motion second on the floor. All in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner Caraway.
Sir, I'd like to make a motion to approve the second reading of Resolution 25-02, amending the Parks and Recreation Facility rental and membership fees.
Second.
Yes, sir. This amendment is to establish fees for the pickleball membership at the Columbia County Racket Center. It'll be free for county residents and $500 for all others. Perhaps maybe even $1,000 if you're in the legislature in Atlanta.
Like we're live. That's
Just a thought.
and where do we stand with it? Still March?
March. Still March, Dennis?
Motion second on the floor. All in favor, raise your right hand. Carries. Seeing no legal matters, reviews by this committee. Any other public comments?
Mr. Chairman, I do have one item just to bring to your attention. Back during the original hurricane emergency, this board gave me the authority to up the contract amount with Ceres, our debris hauler. I have currently, and I report to this board, you have given me the ability to do that, but I like to report to the board when they've asked for additional money. We've run out of the money we've allocated. We have allocated currently up to $50 million. I am going to, in the morning, allocate an additional $15 million for a total of $65 million. We have received some reimbursement back. We have not received much, but I believe we're still at $17 million so far.
Initial
The loan.
That's correct. We have not received any money back besides that. We have received some questions about, a lot of people have heard that we did not get approved for the 180 days, that we're stuck on the 120 days for 100% reimbursement. That 120 days has now come and gone. So that puts us on the hook for 25%. The state could pay 10% of that, leaving us on the hook for 15%. If we were on the hook for the entire amount, it could have been up to about $40 million that the county would have had to have paid and not been reimbursed for. But my understanding is that Governor Kemp has put it into the budget to pay that entire 25% for us. I know Karen had a question about that earlier, so you sent me an email. I wanted to make sure I mentioned that tonight. So we do believe that we're going to receive 100% reimbursement for what we have done so far between the state and the federal amounts. We are continuing to follow the FEMA guidelines to the T to make sure that we qualify for all that reimbursement. But I did want to make, like I said, you've given me the authority, but I wanted to make the board aware that I intend to extend the contract up to not to exceed of $65 million tomorrow, so we can continue this cleanup effort.
And exactly, well, not exactly, strike that word. Where are you getting the 65 million?
So the county fronted, we fronted $50 million. We set aside $50 million. We took projects and put those projects on hold. The tax money that we've had come in that we have not applied to our budget yet, we're using that money. So the money has a place. It has a need. We do not have $50 million or $65 million in excess. But I feel comfortable moving to 65 with the fact that we've gotten 17 back and I set aside 50. So essentially, we have $67 million in which to extend. But we're going to need that reimbursement, or we're not going to be able to do the projects that we had set aside to do. And again, we may have budget shortfalls if we don't get our reimbursement.
But there's no reason we shouldn't get it.
No reason we shouldn't get it. And again, people were talking about Columbia County's cleanup efforts. I think we responded well to the hurricane. We're starting our second and final pass now. We're getting things cleaned up. To not do it at this point, I think would be a disservice to the citizens. So we're going to continue to front the money with the hopes that FEMA and the governor comes through, for us.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Executive session, we have two.
Yes, I make a motion to approve a contract with Aaron Campbell to be effective pay period beginning back on February 9th, 2025.
Second.
This is a CVB employee, so it's a contract employee because of her position with the CVB.
Questions? Raise your right hand. Couch.
I make a motion to approve $14,400 to John and Sylvia Harmon, parcel 067C002, $18,500 to Scott and Susan Skadan, parcel 072B053, $10,000 to Frank and Pauline Pacheco, parcel 072238, $19,500 to David Milford, parcel 067015A, $86,000 to Norman and Judy Booker, parcel 060028, and $30,300 to Dennis Kirkland, parcel 060006, 060006A, and 060006D to obtain right-of-way and/or easements for the Hereford Farm Road widening project.
Second.
For all standard negotiations for the right-of-way for this project, we're at 61.
Questions? No.
This one.
You've completed so much since you've been gone, but we're glad you're back. There's a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
I make a motion to adjourn.
And